It's been 16 years. 16 years since Halo 3 first graced the world with its presence. Now, I personally believe that Halo 3 is one of the best games ever created by mankind, and I don't think anybody here disputes its place in gaming's Hall of Fame. That being said, with this game being 16 years old today, provided I upload this when I plan to, I probably won't, its campaign is bound to get just a little bit stale. Don't stab me. I mean, come on, you can only go through Floodgate so many times before it literally drives you insane. Take this from me, someone who's played Dead Space 2 47 times. I just get PTSD from that one room from engineering. My permadeath run, no. So let's say you are just getting a smidge bored with the regular Halo 3 experience. I mean, this game's been out on Xbox forever. There aren't really mods for it. However, now that it's come on PC, people have started modding it. Now, most of these mods are quite small. They only really change one or two weapons, maybe it's sound effects if you're lucky. But there are some mods that are absolutely insane. Take the one for Sandtrap that everybody knows, where you get to fight a Corvette and also a Skoo Rib. Who decided this? Now, people have tried modding Halo 3's campaign before, but it wasn't really anything to write home about, at least in my personal opinion. I know some people really love the original Halo 3 mods, I'm just not really one of them. However, that all changed once I discovered this mod. Now, it's been out for a year, so I am very late, but it seems to be gaining more traction now, mostly because the recent updates added a ton of new stuff, and also the Sandtrap mod is everywhere and people are obsessed with it, and this kind of leaks over from that. I'll be doing a video on that too, by the way. Maybe you should press the bell, who knows. So this mod is called the Halo 3 Mythic Overhaul, and what it does is it changes literally everything. Like everything, all the things. I think it doesn't change the battle rifle. That's the only thing. Seriously, this mod adds new vehicles, new weapons, new enemies, and even piss hunters. For some reason. Don't know what you'd want piss hunters for, but they have them. This game is worthy of being a mega DLC created by the actual Halo team. No, not the new one, the old one that actually cares about their games. However, this one's completely free, and also, as far as I can tell, done by a single person who I've now nicknamed Jesus. Because no, that's just what Jesus does. Maybe it was God. Does Jesus make things? He made wine. Do with some wine. So this mod is the first of two mods that change the campaign of Halo 3 and Halo Reach. There's also a third mod that changes Reach's firefight, which is awesome. It released over a year ago and has been constantly being updated pretty much every month since then. It's actually surprisingly stable. The only thing I noticed was that the Flood was spawning too early in that one mission where you shoot Truth with an energy sword. What's that? I can't remember what that's called. But yeah, some floods were spawning when they shouldn't be, and it wasn't even that big of a deal because it meant I could fight more things. Other than that, this mod literally runs better than an actual DLC probably would, and also costs significantly less money in that it's completely free. Looking at you, horse armor. This mod is made by this person, whose name is Jeff. Now, Jeff originally made this mod for just brutes, but that wasn't enough for Jeff. Oh no.
I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the
Hunters. Why would you do this? So I'm going to be trying my best to explain why this mod is really good, and also going over literally everything it adds. There are some things I've missed, but the mod page shows you everything, so I'll leave a link for that in the description or something, or maybe like a comment. So if I manage to miss anything, there's a huge description telling me all the stuff, but I didn't read it because I can't read. I'll also be gushing over the parts that I really like the assault rifle. We'll talk about that in a moment. So first, let's talk about the weapons. Now, the weapons that the mod change is, oh, that's right. Look, it's a book on horseshoe crabs. It came with this. So yes, any weapons in this game that haven't been completely changed have had their sounds altered, their visuals altered, or simply the ammo counter changed. Some of them change colors the less ammo they have, which is really freaking cool. Oh, and also now all the guns in the game are shiny. A ton of guns have been added. They've added the Commando, this weird fuel rod thing, the Halo 2 SMG, a bunch of Halo Reach guns such as the DMR, the Plasma Repeater, the other Plasma... What? Where the hell did this thing come from? They also added both types of shotguns, the Halo Reach shotgun and the Halo 1 through 4 shotgun, which is really freaking cool. There's also some really fun ideas like an assault rifle with a grenade launcher attached to it. That's fucking awesome, and it has unlimited grenades. They have the railgun from Halo 4 randomly just sitting in this fucking building, and they also remembered to add this thing. Whatever the fuck this thing is. No, seriously, I don't know what that is. There's even a chrome Spartan laser now, and it fires 10 shots. And it's not even my birthday. But by far the most impressive gun that this game managed to alter was the assault rifle. For anyone who knows who I am, I hate the assault rifle in all the Halo games. It's worthless, it's dumb. The Halo 1 assault rifle gets a pass because it's a minigun, but all the other Halo assault rifles can die. However, they changed it. They made it really good. They took the assault rifle from being my least favorite gun in the game to my favorite gun in the game. It sounds super meaty now, it actually does damage when you shoot people with it, and it can also zoom, which is something I've wanted in every Halo game since its release. Why did it take a modder to do this? It's a zoomed in assault rifle, it makes perfect sense. I think there's about 4 different flavors of assault rifle in the game now. There's the really heavy hitting one, there's the Reach one, there's the Halo 3 one, and there's the weird grenade launcher one. Still not entirely sure where the arrow on the assault rifle points though. Is it north? Why do I want to know where north is in a Halo game. Maybe it points to Narnia. Any game that manages to make me fall in love with the Halo 3 assault rifle deserves an award. So here, Jackers, have this Jeff award. It's unofficial because Jeff kind of ate the voting board, so we couldn't get it greenlit, but it's shiny, and apparently you love that. I've often said that shinier things are better, mostly because I'm, crab shell. All the weapons spawn naturally in the world. They spawn on the ground, they spawn in enemies' hands. In fact, the ally marines can actually use the grenade launcher attached to that assault rifle, which confused the shit out of me, because I thought one of my marines had a brute shot, so that was interesting. So it feels like all these weapons have been integrated perfectly, because if you gave this game to someone who somehow hadn't played Halo 3 before, like my mum, I don't think she'd be able to tell what guns were in the original game and what were added with this mod. That's how integrated they are, and also how well they're built. They even show up in the cutscenes of the game, which is just, I think that's pretty simple, but it blew my mind. So now let's talk about the other important factor, all the things I'll be shooting with my assault rifle. So every single enemy in the game has been overhauled, as well as a couple have been added, which I'll talk about them in a moment. So the three main enemy types, the jackals, the grunts, and the brutes, have been hyper-focused with this because the drones don't appear very often and the piss hunters are only in like 3 missions. They all come in different colors now, and all of those colors are shiny. There are purple jackals now, there are yellow jackals now, there might have been yellow jackals in the original, I can't remember. There's green grunts, and anything that's crabby green colored is automatically allowed into heaven. I made the Bible. God, I hope no one viewing this actually takes me seriously. Jackals don't seem to have any newer classes, although apparently they do have mages, which I think just means they have more health, which would explain why none of them are dying now. The main notable things about the grunts is that there's a new one, which has a shotgun, it's blue and has an overshield, which is really cool. A lot of the regular grunts now have helmets, which means it's harder to headshot them, it just takes a couple more hits now, which honestly I think is fair. But also if you punch the grunts in the back, they explode now, which also kind of ruins stealth experiences, but I've never stealthed anyway, so it doesn't bother me. Although it does seem a little bit buggy because I punch someone in the face, they explode, I punch someone on the foot, they explode, but in the back they don't. I don't know what it's supposed to do, but I don't think it's working right. Don't punch men, you will explode. But as well as overhauling the 3 main enemies, they've also overhauled the drones. All the drone encounters seem to have a lot more drones now, so they become a really big threat no matter what difficulty you're on, which I think is really good because the drone encounters before, although they were pretty cool, you could deal with them quite quickly, now they're a real hassle. And of course they've added the golden piss hunters. I think they just have more health than the regular hunters, I don't know, but that's not all. This mod also adds 2 new enemy types, the skirmishers from Halo Reach and enemy elites. Now I've wanted enemy elites in Halo 3 since the game came out, quite literally since I started playing it in like 2010. I often found it weird how they didn't have any like heretic elites who decided to side with the prophets still because they've been working with them forever. The elites work in tandem with the brutes so well, it literally just spices up the gameplay. They work an awful lot like brutes, they've got stealth variants that can pull out swords and they, coordinate grunts and stuff like that, but it's so nice to see enemy elites. They're integrated so well, again, you couldn't tell that they weren't in the original game. It's done fantastically. It's just nice to not have brute after brute after brute. Now you can fight elites as well, which are different kind of. The skirmishes are actually quite interesting. They don't really seem to work right properly yet. They seem to not really know what's going on. They keep jumping on my face, but then they just look at me because I don't think they know what they're supposed to be doing once they've done it. When they work really well because they're the one enemy that can jump over you, so it's like having those jetpack brutes everywhere. So you can get flanked by them by just jumping over a rock. It's really interesting what they've done with the skirmishes. It changes a lot of battles because now you constantly have to be watching your back because the skirmishers will just jump on you. Most of them work fine. It's just like 1 out of every 30 will work not fine. You'll be like, why is this guy upside down? Also, some skirmishers have energy shields now, which is quite interesting. It means it's a little bit harder to snipe them. However, to balance that out, the official Halo 3 sniper rifle is only seen about half as much because half of the skirmishers and jackals now have the beam rifle or whatever, the focus rifle from Halo Reach. So now instead of instantly dying, you get hoovered to death, which gives you significantly easier of a time trying to shoot them because you won't poke your head out and no longer have a brain, unless you never owned a brain like me, in which case you'll just have less skull. Just duct tape it, it's fine. The Flood don't really seem to have changed much. They seem to be normal. I don't know if they have plans to change the Flood or if the Flood are perfect the way they are. I think some of the Flood elites have changed as well to mimic the actual addition to the new elites that are enemies. I'm not sure. Because some of these red and purple ones I've never seen before and they have a lot of health. But other than that, the Flood seem normal as the Flood can be anyway. The elites do actually have their own version of the Prowler imported in from Halo 2, but I'll talk about that in a moment. The Marines also seem to have received a bit of a buff. First of all, they've got an AI buff like all the other enemies in the game. Yes, I did call the Marines an enemy because they keep throwing grenades at me. They seem to be pulling their weight a lot more. Like I was playing on Heroic and they actually seem to survive a lot more encounters and do more damage. It feels a lot more like the Marines aren't just there as set dressing, they're actually, assets now? What the hell's going on? This isn't Halo. They've added 2 new armor abilities that I could find. They've added a lot more in Reach, but we aren't talking about the Reach one today. It's a health kit that just restores your health bar. fairly simple. And also ammo packs, which is just for the marine weapons, I think. I don't know if the enemies drop Covenant ones. Personally, I never use them because I do like swapping out guns. I'm not really bothered about it, but some people who just die hard for the commando will be fine now, I guess. There's also been tweaks to the regular armor abilities. The bubble shield now takes damage it can actually burst. The invincibility doesn't make you totally invincible, it just reduces the damage you take by a lot, so you can actually kill the chieftains now. It's still pretty difficult to do. And also the spike grenades do 1,000,000 more damage. I don't know why, but the spike grenades are red now and they want your death. You can throw one of those things in Kansas and it'll hit someone all the way in Korea. It's got a ridiculous active range now. The fire grenades, plasma grenades, and regular grenades don't seem to have changed that much, at least as far as I know. The game has also had some graphical changes. All the weapons, vehicles, even Master Chief, the Marines, enemies, they've all been made shiny. This man has got an obsession with shiny. And the textures have also been saturated and made to look really clean. Some guns ported in from Halo Reach have been slightly changed, like the focus rifle, and the original guns that looked kind of drab, like the sniper rifle, or the Covenant sniper rifle anyway, has been made to look really nice. It's a terrific graphic overhaul. I'm very surprised there isn't just a standalone graphic overhaul, because my god, it's such an amazing change, and it's like they don't even address it. The saturation and bloom seems to have been increased in the game as well. I don't know if that happened since the, Halo PC port. I haven't actually played much of Halo 3 on the PC. Maybe they haven't changed the graphics, but I think they have. They've definitely increased the bloom. Don't believe me? Go ahead and pick up that energy sword. You fool, that was a flashbang in disguise. Also, the movement's been changed. You run slightly faster now, and you move much faster with a mounted gun, so every time you have it, you don't basically immediately submit to death by sniper rifle. The speed makes it play a little more like Doom, like you can actually run around now. It's weird, you can kite enemies properly, you can actually outrun some of the jackals. It's really interesting. I actually prefer this movement to the original Halo 3's movement. Very subtle change, and I'm not even certain most people would notice it, but I did. The last major addition that this mod has that we're going to talk about is the vehicles. There's only two that have been added that I can tell, and that's this weird new plane thing that I don't quite recognize. I'm not sure what it's called. The game just calls it a Hornet because it's, a reskin of a Hornet. Yeah, I could fly the Hornet. Or I shall call it the Wiggle Plane, for obvious reasons. As well as that plane, there's also the elite version of the Prowler, which is just that vehicle from Halo 2. I can't remember what it's called. You only really see it once, maybe twice in the campaign. It's basically just a Prowler that elites can be in, because brutes are only allowed in the Prowlers or some weird racist shit. Also, the ghosts explode like Halo 2, but again, I'm not certain if that was in the original Halo 3. There are some things I just don't remember, even though I played the living hell out of this game. To be fair, I played the shit out of Reach. I'm a Reach man. Halo 3, it might be better. It might be a better Halo. I love Reach. Didn't like Halo 3's multiplayer much myself. I don't know. The campaign's been awesome, so it's nice to see an actual mod that really changes this game for the better. So yeah, that's all the major changes that this mod has. If you liked the look of any of this, just install the mod. It takes literally 2 seconds. You download it from the Nexus. You download it from the Nexus, you take the file, you just replace the map files and some of the audio files, and that's it. Trust me, it took me about 5 minutes. If I can do it, anyone can do it. It's really simple. It doesn't work with the sand trap map thing, the really big mod everyone's talking about at the moment, the firefight one, because you have to change Floodgate for that. You have to change Floodgate and some of the sound files. However, you can do that quite easily just by putting it in a folder and just swapping out the maps every time. I mean, it's a little bit annoying, but whenever you want to play the firefight thing, just swap the maps out. It shouldn't take more than 2 seconds. You can keep a copy of both the maps, so it's not like they're a problem. It just means you can't play them both at the same time, which, yeah, I mean, there's no way around it. There's no natural firefight for Halo 3 anyway. There's no way to put it. Also, it should only affect you if you're trying to play the one Floodgate map. If you enjoyed this walkthrough of the mod, go ahead and check out the actual mod page, which again, I'll be linking down, and also subscribe, because I'm going to be making more of these videos. I'm going to be making one on the Halo Reach mod, which I'm not sure if it's better, but it's definitely on par with this. The Halo Reach one's a bit newer, so it's not as updated and things are a little bit wonky, but it looks unbelievably promising. As well as the big Halo 3 mod I've been talking about with the firefight and the fact everything looks like death. It's awesome. I love that mode so much. Halo 3 went from having no firefight to the best firefight in any of the Halo games. This is the Pinky. I can't remember if I had him last time I made a video. It was like a month ago, because I've been doing nothing but uni work. I had to go out and look at plants. I had to check the species. Do you know how many fucking species of grass there is? At least 4.8 billion of them, and I had to count every single one of them. I don't want to do botany anymore. No one wants to do botany. Cool plants, like the Venus flytrap. No, grass. What's the difference? Nothing. Because the teacher couldn't tell me. I went to the tutor 7 times with the same grass, and he called it the different fucking species every time. He doesn't know what he's doing. Here's Pinky though. Sorry about the delays in videos, by the way. Again, I've been doing uni things for anyone who's still here. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. You'd be surprised how little people actually get through my videos. Like 60% of them dip by the first 30 seconds. I don't know why. Maybe they just see I'm ginger and just automatically click off. some British reason probably. I do still stream, not really sure why I'm doing it. There's no point, no one turns up, but who knows, maybe I'll just keep doing it for shits and giggles. Either way, look out for the next 2 videos. I'm going to be doing a video on Prey as well, anyone who's seen the Prey stream, so that's going to be interesting. If we haven't met before, hello, just say hi in the comments or something. I'd love to meet the people who make it all the way through my videos. Again, you're the minority now, so really like to meet you and thank you personally. Or, you know, as personal as comments can be. Either way, that's going to be it from me now. I'm going to go. I don't really know how to end a video. Just keep talking until the fucking video closes, so maybe it just zooms out while I'm talking about bullshit.